How's it going, guys? And welcome back to part 7 of the Ultimate Fan Guide to Brockhampton. Thank you guys so much for your support up to this point. I've been working really hard on just getting the best kind of research for this video because I think it's very important to capture Kevin Abstract in the best way possible. But anyway, I wanted to jump right into it and get started with the video. But yeah, this is going to be all about Kevin Abstract. So, Ian Simpson, otherwise known as Kevin Abstract, which is his stage name, was born on July 16th, 1996. Ian Simpson is an American rapper, singer, singer-songwriter, and director. But more importantly, Abstract is the founding member of Brockhampton, and his first real presence in the music world came about when he released his full debut album, MTV 1987. It was a long road to pretty much get to where he was essentially, but we have Kevin to thank for Brockhampton. Without him, it is unlikely that the group would have ever formed or become the success it is today. His drive for notoriety is endless, and the openness surrounding his sexuality is inspirational for a lot of young people, and the fact that Kevin delivers his message through innovative music is just even better. But to get into Kevin Abstract's origins a little bit, Kevin Abstract was born and raised in Corpus Christi, Texas. Kevin went to high school at the Woodlands High School on the north side of Houston, where at the time less than 3% of the student population was African American. Kevin has frequently referenced a great deal of prejudice that he faced in high school and has also been known for openly talking about his sexuality and the role it played in shaping and who he is over the years. Abstract came out as gay in 2017 and is very open about the matter on his records, saying he'll rap about being gay as long as he can imagine a fan in need of his voice. But growing up, Kevin Abstract took a lot of refuge in Will Smith movies. He started writing stories, dreaming up of his own little world, because Kevin never really felt like he fit in the real world. And he usually spent a lot of time on the internet discovering new music, promoting his own music, and meeting new people. And at the age of 12, he adopted the name Kevin Abstract by borrowing the name of a kid he thought was cool in school. But growing up, Kevin Abstract never met his father and was not even close with his mother, not even knowing what her profession was. And to his parents' chagrin, he decided that he wasn't going to go to college, and from there they told him that he was going to be on his own financially. But during high school, he had forged many connections with many of today's Brockhampton's members through the rap discussion board Kanye Tuda, friendships that would prove to be very crucial for the formation of Brockhampton in the long run. From there, Kevin Abstract decided to start producing music at the age of 12 and actually ran away from home at the age of 15 to live in Georgia with his sister. It's weird to think sometimes, but Kevin Abstract running away from home was probably the best decision he could have made for his career. At the age of 17, Abstract and the rest of Brockhampton moved to San Marcos, Texas, where they divided themselves up between 3 apartments and spent the year getting really good at making music. And well, the incubation period eventually really paid off. Once the boys moved to LA, they released their first collective mixtape, All American Trash. From there, Kevin would independently go on to sign with managers Christian and Kelly Clancy, who are known for managing most of Odd Future. But to take a couple steps back and looking at Kevin's long-term effect on Brockhampton, it was in 2011 when Kevin Abstract made a post on the forum Kanye Tuda looking for potential bandmates. A forum that centered around discussing all things Kanye West, with responses soon trickling in. Abstract started piecing together the first loose iteration of Brockhampton, originally called Alive Since Forever, which would feature future members Amir Van and Don McLennan. And fun fact, at one point the lineup actually consisted of over 30 contributors. While Alive Since Forever certainly mirrored the scope of Brockhampton's ambition to achieve big things, it wasn't until the release of Abstract's solo album MTV 1987 in 2014 that there was a body of work suggesting that their goals could come into fruition. Working together with Romeo Hemnani, the nucleus of Brockhampton's current producer roster, and alongside with Jamari Monwa and Kiko Murley, Abstract outlined the tumultuous effect of the internet on his personal life while sonically pulling from all influences that inspired his growth as a person. As Brockhampton started coming to life, Kevin eventually had to find his own sound for Brockhampton, but considering he had such a successful solo career before Brockhampton, it wasn't hard for him to have a very distinguished voice, character, and just overall persona in the midst of Brockhampton. Kevin Abstract has a distinctive voice and sound that, to many listeners, is the backbone of Brockhampton's unique sound. Kevin's distinctive flow pops up again and again throughout Saturation 1, 2, and 3, and it serves as a bridge that connects each album, conceptually and sonically. It's a flow, cadence, and rhyme scheme that's easy to sing / rap along with for listeners and complements the Brockhampton production sound very well. Kevin's vocal approach also provides a compelling structure for storytelling and reflection on some of its most common topics like drug culture, violence, the black experience, and being a general sex icon. In a lot of old interviews when Kevin Abstract pretty much talked about who he wanted to sound like or who he wanted people to compare him to, he mentioned in an interview, "When you mention Bieber, Lord, One Direction, I want my name to be on that list. But at the same time, when you say Lil Uzi Vert, I want my name to pop up too. I'm kinda in between both. I want to bring them together and exist. Whatever that thing will become, that's what I want my art to be." That is what Kevin Abstract is. And I think that's such an awesome quote when it comes to describing Kevin Abstract and just his role that he's played in the music world today. Personally, Brockhampton has just brought about a brand new wave of hip hop and just a new image to the name boy band. So not only has Kevin Abstract just done such a great job at being like this delegator and bringing all of Brockhampton together and essentially sharing the same vision within everybody else in the group, but he has also just managed to launch a very successful personal career that really got Brockhampton lifted off their feet. But Kevin has shown to be more than what Brockhampton is. Even though he personally delivers a lot of messages within Brockhampton's music, he's also just been very open, mainly about his sexuality, which is a topic that I really wanted to cover in this video because Kevin Abstract today, I'm sure, has served as a very big voice for a lot of people that don't feel like they have one right now in the world. When it came to just addressing his sexuality, Kevin has talked about it in a lot of interviews, and he has been very open about it and what inspired him to just put his voice out there. In another quote, he states that even if the idea popped in my head, I would just tell myself that that's not what it was. But when I'm able to reflect back on certain things as a kid, it makes sense. Just looking at guys and saying, oh, that guy's cool. But cool was not what it was. But living in the South and being raised around people who were taught that this is a bad thing and not acceptable, you just don't accept that. I can't blame them for raising me that way. They were born into it. I was just lucky to recognize. So it just goes to show that, just Kevin being the person that he is today has really influenced a lot of Brockhampton's music, and not only that, but his actual musical influences like Kanye West, Kid Cudi, and Frank Ocean have all been part of the formula that have made Kevin Abstract into the musical person that he is today. And from there, I think we can just further see the success in the Saturation trilogy and all the minds that came together collectively. All in all, Kevin Abstract should be seen as the main founder of Brockhampton, and from here on out, I think we should see him as being a very big leader for what Brockhampton has left to do. But I also wanted to take this second and ask you guys, would you guys like to see more videos on Brockhampton in terms of their graphic design team and their production team? I know for a fact I still have people to cover like Kiko and Jabari. And from there, would you guys actually like to see a video on Amir as well? I was also thinking of doing a series on ex-Brockhampton members because there are at least 3 or 4 members that were in Brockhampton at some point that aren't really talked about. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.